Hi, today is the 9th. Yes, I said the 9th of December 2025. This is the icing on the cake. Today, 3 years I waited. 3 years I have waited to bring this video to you. Patience is key. Oh my gosh. So here's how it works in my world. The Satanists are punked to roll into my environment as they think that the status quo is the same that it's been for probably 100 to 1,000 years. It's not the same. They're brought into my environment so I can investigate. They don't know this. So they stalk me like they always have, right? And that's what makes me so good at what I do. They stalk me like they have for 58 years, and I sit back and I watch. And I do love to trigger. I love to trigger people. I am a little shit. I do like to fuck with people. I treat people that are good people. I treat them with the utmost respect. If they're good people, you'll get nothing but respect from me. I am not joking. I am the kindest person. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, I am that kind of person. I am very kind. And my father taught me to be that way. But, my dad and I got two sides, baby. We got two sides. And if you want to fuck with us, we will turn around. We will turn around and come after you. Daddy's not dead. Daddy is not dead. You may think he is. That is all okay with me. You could think whatever the fuck you want. But that dude is way too ornery to kick it. We stepped up. We are on a different part of this operation. It's a military operation going on since way before World War II ended, baby. You are fucking punked. I do love their patience, their long game. I don't think I had that in me for sure. That's why they didn't wake me up till I was about 48 years old. Okay. So as the maggots rolled in, I could go look up at the date. I don't really give a shit. Don't matter. Approximately 3 years ago. Could have been 2, but I think it was more like 3. 3 years. It was Adam Ant and Jamie Lee Curtis. They interrupted my office. I had patients here. They just didn't give a shit. They didn't give me a call. They could have called me. I don't go to somebody's office unless I've made an appointment. It's weird. Walking right in, but whatever, we can accommodate things like that. If you just happen to be in the hood. And they acted like they were the drag queens of Harlem. Seriously, that's the way they acted when they walked in. Now, Adam Ant's hiding behind Jamie Lee Curtis as they do this. Well, they've done that before. They did the same exact thing in 1980 to 82 at McKinley Junior High. So let's go back to 1977, shall we? 1977, Jamie Lee Curtis is playing Garrett Bulig's mother. Garrett Bulig is a kid that I went to school with, who today plays Anderson Cooper, General David Smith. If I have that name right, I believe that's the correct one. He came and went out of the media real quick, and he also plays Daryl Hannah. So Daryl Hannah, Anderson Cooper, General David Smith, probably other gigs too. That kid was approximately my age. He and I went to Waverly, Missouri Elementary School together from 4th to 6th grade. Becky, I think was his mother's name, worked in the office at Alma High School. How ironic, Jamie Lee Curtis. That's the same person. That's where you were grooming my sister, Sandy, and working on Charlie's Angels at that time. That's when they made the show Charlie's Angels. And Sandy played Jacqueline Smith, my sibling. So anyway, Jamie Lee Curtis may or may not have played Kate Smith or whatever that was. I haven't looked into that one. So Garrett's supposed mother is just a very young Jamie Lee Curtis, and they're most likely half siblings. I moved to Missouri, or to Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, went to McKinley Junior High, and Garrett had turned into Laura Dixon. Laura Dixon, get it, had a mother that was Becky again. So his fake mother was Jamie Lee Curtis, aka Becky. The fake father this time was Adam Ant. And they thought that they would walk in the same exact way to those basketball games that they did to my office 3 years ago. Fucking dummies. They walk in like they, in their delusional minds, that they think that they're the drag queens of Harlem. They really do. It's weird. So your era of delusions is over. That's how I knew. I knew right then. Who I didn't exactly know who they were at that time. That's why I sit back and watch. But that's who it was. The slithering maggots under my microscope that day and then thereafter were the same people that were stalking me when I was 12 years old. Get a fucking life. You never lived. You never fulfilled your dreams. All you did was go and hurt and kill other people, you dumb fucks. Pedophile and traffic. You are the boogies we're picking up today. Your day is done. You are delusional. You've been under investigation this entire time. If you've been in my vicinity, bitches, you've been under investigation. Do you have any idea how many people were backing me as you were stalking me? Because they knew whoever was in my vicinity were some of the biggest killers in the entire world. They knew this. Their job was to keep my dusty ass alive. But I had God. They didn't expect that one. I had God. Wasn't just that though, it was to get the evidence. They got everything on you, everything. This is, what I'm talking about today is fluff shit compared to the shit they have on you. This is fluff. If when humanity knows what you've done, we're going to have to protect you from them. No shit. Okay. So they tried to stink up my office and my atmosphere for about 3 years. And here's a couple things that really just got to me. I was like, you are sicker than I thought. you were way more mental than I thought. You mad fucking hatters. Okay, so last Christmas, I was at the Legacy Resorts. It was a shit show. Adam Ant was fully involved with that one. We had Diane Keaton's dead husband playing the maintenance man. Diane Keaton is a drag queen witch and a drag queen bitch. We had that one. Diane Keaton was also stalking my office at that time, and I promptly fired that fuck face. He is, his Baphomet days are over. Baphomet. We had Muhammad Ali's really lost soul, possibly granddaughter, possibly grandson, stalking me under the guise of being a housekeeper and going through my stuff when I was gone. They always made sure that they cleaned my place when I was gone, even though I didn't request for them to clean it. It was a condo that I had. Legacy Resorts on Indian Shores. I was able to do business down there, which was unusual because, never in Florida, I don't think that was even possible. But I checked with insurance, I checked with the boards, I checked with the resort itself. Everybody said it was fine. So I kept these big windows open. Didn't want anybody to even make a mistake why people were leaving and rolling into my office, which was my condo. So those windows were wide open. I didn't give a shit if people were caring about their modesty or anything. I'm like, These windows are staying open. My cameras that are pointing towards this building investigating you fuck faces, the ants, they're going to see everything in here. They're going to see everything that goes on. So I kept the windows way open. It's like top to bottom, clear glass. I knew that at the same time they had my look-alike there doing naughty things, claiming to be me. They changed my condo a number of times. I've told you about this stuff. Weird shit. And I'm watching because I know that my team has these dumb fucks punked. So I'm just watching. And they just relished in the story. It was the way that you relished in it. And you loved telling me about it because it was my bloodline that you were humiliating. And you did your satanic humiliation ritual on this person at Christmas time. Just to hurt and to ruin their Christmas. So, we're going to do that to you, aren't we? What happened was they said that their son-in-law wanted to roll down here to Florida with his wife, their daughter. Their daughter is a drag queen. Their daughter is a dickless man. Okay? Their daughter was trafficked also. Because Jamie Lee Curtis is not a woman. Could not have pushed that kid out of his wiener. Or his remnant of a wiener. Okay? Let's just be honest. Pure truth. So, that castrated male became just as batshit crazy as his biological father, possibly, Adamant. And definitely Jackie Kennedy as the grandfather. Could be Jackie Kennedy as the father, for all I know. She does look a lot like Jackie Kennedy to me. So, they they're poisoning the manatee. They want to go to the springs, so they poison the manatee by giving that poor manatee Viagra. And then they put, everybody got a wetsuit on because it was cold water. And they waited and let their son-in-law get in the water, and they planned it all. And that manatee came rolling, swimming towards their son-in-law with a boner. A huge boner, they said. Huge. They accentuated huge boner. And how the son-in-law was so scared of this manatee with this huge boner because they have already had their son-in-law raped by men. They planned that. And they were recreating that fear in that boy, that man, by doing that humiliation ritual. With the manatee, using the manatee to dig up old trauma that they had planned and executed against that person. These are the things I know when you fucking maggots who have crawled under my microscope, rolled into my environment, stalked me, tried to hurt me, tried to hurt my family, tried to hurt my grandchildren and children, tried to kill us. This is what I get. This is the information I gather when you dumb fucks open your fucking mouths. Does this boy or man know who attacked him from the sidelines? Now he does. You did the same thing to his father, didn't you? I know. I know. Adamant has been part, and Jamie Lee Curtis has been part of massive, massive, massive crimes against humanity. They are killers. And their humiliation ritual brought them to the surface. I believe they called their son-in-law Eric wouldn't have to do with Eric Trump, would it? And Eric means heir, which is what they've called my bloodline, heir. And then ick, because these people have to be icky, right? As gang members, they gotta, present that they're icky, like they have an icky bloodline. Ick. Eric. So that showed me a lot. And I still sat back and watched. I watched. Immediately I said to them, well, Johnny Depp, or Alberto Lacayo, told me back in the late 90s, early 2000 era that when he was a teenager, that he was driving in a car and he thought he farted, but he sharted. And he got out of the car, he went into the bushes, and he threw those underwear in the bushes, and then got back in the car and took off. And when he told me that story, I laughed my ass off. Laughed. Thought it was so funny. I told him this story. I'm like, I was laughing. I said, sometimes the most embarrassing things can be funny. That's all I said to him at the time. But I wanted to tell him that, when you try to embarrass other people, we know that you've had embarrassing moments. So let's just bring Adam Ant's embarrassing moments to his peers, shall we? Jamie Lee Curtis, too. Now, Alberto Lacayo, 1989, graduate from Washington High School, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, told me that story. And he's played one of the Johnny Depps, and Adam Ant plays the other one, the one in public. So, Jamie Lee Curtis, now we're going to you. In the possibly early 70s, I'm not quite sure how old Mel Gibson is. He showed me two pictures. One was of a girl that was his sister that he was raised with. The other one was you. He was told that was the same person. They were, of course, fuzzy pictures. You can't see a ton. But the second child was you, Jamie Lee Curtis, and you were in that home with Will Ferrell, Will Ferrell's surgeon dad, and a Hitler male claiming to be the mother. So let's just get to the truth there, right? At that time when Mel Gibson was 4, he's on the back of you at a neighbor's house in the pool, Jamie Lee Curtis, and you went underwater and he thought you died. That was to traumatize him after he had been trafficked at birth. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, lesbian. Let's just be honest. You're not a lesbian, you're a drag queen dyke. Nope, you're a drag queen gay dude. Okay, let's just put it that way. A drag queen gay dude. So, whether you have a dick or not, right, you're still a drag queen. You aren't a female. You've never been a female. If you were castrated at birth by that surgeon dad that you had back then, it don't make you a female. You were born a male. Whether you have a dick or not, you're a male. So, he was traumatized, and then the mother, aka father, throws him in the bathtub shortly after that, bloody from the nose down, hit the head, drugged, don't know who did it to this drag queen mom. All of that was supposed to traumatize this child. Whether they drugged this drag queen or not in that home, that was an attack. That was a full-on attack. And the Hitlers are fucked up. They are. I'll give it to them. But that really, really set the motion of that child's life, of Mel Gibson's life. Mel Gibson is the DNA of Richard Nixon. FDR, ring a bell? Richard Nixon, Nelson Rockefeller, the youngest girl in the Teddy Roosevelt bullshit. Not all males are privy. They don't really want to be dressed up as a female. He might have been one of them, and if he was, a Frank Redding, Laverne, Iowa, is what he went by. If he wasn't privy or wasn't happy about all of this, He was working for us, bitches. And therefore his grandson is too. Think about it. Just recently you've done another ritual, haven't you? Vladimir Putin. We got that one. We got you. Had to get some filmage for your masters, did ya? Putin, put in, child porn. They're all part of the same network, people. Adam Ant, Jamie Lee Curtis, Harrison Ford, Robert Redford, not dead. Put in. I could go on and on. Y'all just slithered under my microscope. Shouldn't have done it. Why were you two in town when there was flooding in Texas? I want to know that. Adamant. Why were you here when 2 hurricanes devastated this area? Why were you all the way around a jewelry shop owner when he was carrying massive amounts of bling bling at the airport when he got held up and stolen from, and then quit his business because of that trauma? Why did you two call me during a hurricane? And Adam Ant, with his very bad acting skills, that's why he doesn't play the one on camera. He only does public engagements because he sucks. He sucks. Why did you say in the background the name Eric? And act all cryptic, you fucking weirdo. I don't remember what else he said, people. I'll bring it to you when I find it, if I find it. Doesn't seem to be worth my time right now, but yeah, dumb fucks. Just dummy. And Jamie Lee Curtis, why were you sitting on Ringo Starr, aka Dustin Hoffman? Hoffaman? Is that who gets you your power, Hoffaman? Another pedo. He's a pedo. He was pedoed and then he pedoed. You never broke the chain, did ya, you dumb fucks? Why were you sitting on his lap all cozy like you were his drag queen boyfriend when you were underage? What were you, about 12 years old? Jamie Lee Curtis? Nah, you never hid from me. I was waiting till December 9th, 2025 to bring this information to the public. I got more, but this is the information that just sits right up there in that frontal lobe.